ain't here to fight fair. I got everything to lose. Cheat codes and platter, but
it's week 6 of the NFL. And up next, we'll see Jalen Hurts. He's coming off a quality showing last week. Well over 300 yards in that one. It's the Eagles and the Rams, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Los Angeles Rams. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And off we go from SoFi Stadium. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive. That's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Another big gain or 2 in succession as this one goes for 32.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Hurts. Man open left side is Brown. The Eagles at a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. A nice game there to his trusty tight end, and now it's got them thinking opening drive touchdown here as they get into the red zone.
And in most cases with your tight end, you feel like you've got a mismatch no matter who's covering him. Is it a small cornerback? Is it a linebacker who may not run as well? In any event, whatever you see, you think that tight end can win that battle.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles are on the board first on the road here in L.A. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. So now the Rams will get their first opportunity with a football. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
That's Keely Ringo, who was there in on the stop. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive. And we checked the rushing numbers so far here in the Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the...
He's got a man, complete. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. 71 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Elliott on for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Now, after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. 3-2, their record through the first 5 games of the year as they got the victory last week. It's still early, just October, but what have you seen from these guys so far?
Well, what I've seen is a team that's still figuring out all their pieces because they've got some new faces from a year ago, add in some new draft picks. Sometimes it takes a month or so before you really start to gel as a team and for those players to figure out their roles. But right now, I see them starting to elevate.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the option, here's Akers. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. You look at this Eagle defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for.
And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to go down again. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Broken tackle. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Eagles to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Swift, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They go play action with Hurts. He's going to launch it for Washington. It's caught inside the 25. No whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Here's Hurts to throw. Touchdown! Dallas Goedert, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they're going to continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And the Rams now coming out on the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll drop to throw. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Keely Ringo picks it off. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball, because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us. Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage, because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off, and then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. DeAndre Swift, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The football going back to the Rams now. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Steps, and the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. Jerry Tillery in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. On third down, here's a run by Akers. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth.
I have to admit to a little surprise here. A net down in distance, I would have thought they were going to throw the football. Instead, they decided to run it. But give credit to the defense. They weren't fooled at all and held them to no gain.
Now here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken right about the 40. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. DeAndre Swift and the Eagles back out there. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Second down, here's Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So, Charles, you look at this offense. So what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're...
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Rams going to take over late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. He'll dump this off to Akers. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Back to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And we'll see what he can do on the return.
A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards.
And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And we see at the half, 14-10 is the score. Dak Prescott, a touchdown pass in that first half. From there, we head down to the desert. Check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. 2 touchdown passes there for Brock Purdy. Lastly, let's check in on our nation's capital to see what's happening with the Washington Commanders at home at FedEx Field. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. Jahan Dotson, a touchdown catch in the victory. We watched a solid performance out of running back DeAndre Swift. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball is thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
They'll look to throw again. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Jordan Davis
in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 26. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Bust through the tackle. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Now, hang on here, because DeAndre Swift injured on that last play and in need of a little assistance. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. Going right side is White, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. He'll rifle this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. 68 yards. And the Eagles have taken a 6-touchdown lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Well, you're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the 3rd quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They'll go with Akers here up the middle.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 36-yard line.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again.
No, bottled up fumble. It's out, it's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Elliott now to have the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Los Angeles, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score of the final play of the 3rd quarter. Elliott now to kick this one away.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And the Rams getting set to go now.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film section tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And the Rams, first down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now back to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a first and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Dancing to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down. They're going to look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 31-yard line.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
He'll look to throw.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. It's second down.
It moves to second and 10.
They'll set up to throw.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Back to throw again. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Jerry Tillery able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. His whole day, it's been rough. Barring a miraculous comeback, this offense isn't going to win this game, but he's probably going to say what hurt most is the loss.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 5. Here's Swift.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
They will run straight ahead with Swift. He'll get this to about the 38.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
61 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps, because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Once again, it's Swift. Strong running at the 30. He's still on his feet, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Elliott on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A drive that time of 6 plays. And a long run there in the end to top it off. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do that? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Eagles, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.